This person's named simply Simi. Their name is Simi. Their bio just says soft. I have literally no idea who this individual is. She just has her banner that says Softy, and it's a picture of her. She looks like a Rihanna clone, I guess. I don't know. I've never heard of this person in my life. Says, I haven't been on Twitter today. This was February 22nd, but someone brought a few of my old tweets to my attention and I can't not address it. 14 years ago, I was 23, so I was definitely not a child. I'm not here to make excuses because I don't have anything to make excuses for. What I can't let anyone do is twist my story to fit false narratives. In 2012, I lived and helped out at my mom's daycare when I was hustling my music. I tweeted everything that happened in my life, and we all did at the time. Kids can be mischievous. If a child did something I found funny, I tweeted about it. Kids are cute and lovable. I want to hug, kiss, and cuddle them. I tweet about it. Nothing I tweeted was from perversion. I was not famous, so maybe if I was, I would have understood that anything is open to whatever interpretation, including being used falsely by a faceless mob. I've never been depraved in my life. You can retweet all the tweets in the world about me, loudly crushing on people I admired, or being a cheeky young woman. I wasn't trying to hide it because I don't have anything to hide. My team has been deleting some of my tweets because of how sensitive it is for my family. To be honest, I did not want to. I've always spoken against rape and sexual assault even before you knew I existed. It's not a costume I'm wearing, it's who I am. I've never claimed to be perfect. I've never claimed to know everything. I said stop raping women. I stand by it. Now, when I first found this tweet, there wasn't a community note. So I was like, bitch, what the fuck? This is the strangest zero context tweet that has ever come across my timeline. Who is this person? What are they apologizing for? What is happening? Let's see what's in the community note first. It says the statement ignores and denies responsibility for the pattern of post from the user, which contains direct and implied sexualization of minors and babies.
What? What the fuck?
My 10-month-old niece is doing squats. Who on earth she trying to impress with a booty? What is she hiding from me? Why would you tweet this? You said your team was deleting tweets. How did they miss that one? What the fuck is going on? 2012, I'm also a child. He's harassing me sexually. Retweet Rotex online? I don't know who that is. Simply Simi is herself. Nigeria has a Child Rights Act. If his parents catch you in? I don't know what that means. I can't decipher that tweet. See this boy? Oh, he said he wants to baff dat? I shoo excuse him. Mishu, small boy. You to go? Will you baff in front of the small... What is a baff? I can't understand this. Explain this post to me, Grok. I can't speak her language. 2012 tweet by Nigerian singer Simi captures a light-hearted pidgin English moment of mock frustration with a young boy demanding bathing privacy, reflecting everyday Nigerian family humor. Resurfacing in February 2026, it has ignited viral engagement with over 500 replies, including memes and GIFs that imply the comedy around innocence and awkward adult-child interactions. Discussions and replies extend to gender nuances, with some users questioning if a girl child would receive the same dismissive response, sparking broader talks on privacy and equality in cultural contexts. See this boy, he said he wants to baff dat I shoo excuse him mishu small boy. So he wants to bathe, but I don't understand the private. I genuinely can't parse this. You see, I still don't understand. I think it means see this boy, he said he wants to bathe and wants me to go away. Excuse me, boy. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. That might be the best idea we have. But since this community note wasn't here before, I was like, let's head to the quote retweets. Let's head to the quote retweets and find some context, shall we? Apparently it's an AI written apology, but let's see. Some people were posting images of tweets, and that's what I'm looking for here. Because some people posted some tweets, and I was like, hey, yo, what the fuck? Hey, yo, why is she saying this shit? One from 2012. David has a crush on me. He keeps coming close, acting like he want to lock lips, and then he puts his head on my lap. Should I give him a chance? P.S. He's 4? A psychopath and a pedophile trying to gaslight people? Hey, yo, what? Given that the apology is far more, legible than the tweets themselves, you would not be surprised if the apology was AI. Yeah. So again, I came to the quotes for context because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. And so like everyone's just calling them a pedo. Apparently a lot of people, again, 5.7 million followers. So apparently a lot of people know this. Fucking, we love you, Simi. Why would you say this? Why would you say this? Let's see if I can find any of the other screenshots. I should have fucking flagged all of the screenshots, but I figured I'd be able to, I don't apologize to her. You guys should do the same. Simi, hey Simi, I hope you don't find my quote offensive. I didn't mean to set you up, was just being observant. She said, not funny at all, I'm pissed as fuck. Next time, keep your observation to yourself. Now my quote is filled with idiots and useless people. Another round of unnecessary drama. Person said, I'm feeling villainous right now. I actually didn't know it would blow up. If I delete, there'll be more suspense. Just mute the conversation so you don't get notifications anymore. I'm sorry. What? Your anger's justified. If you ask me to delete, I will. Don't play that card with me? I don't know if that's a slur or not, so I'm not gonna say it. You know Sabi Wheaton go sup before you post, Am. I don't understand that, I'm sorry. Wish there was a way I could pay you back as damages so you know I'm being sincere with my apology. I just told one of your female mutuals this really breaks me down. Honestly, I hope you forgive me. Do have a good night's rest. What is going on, man? Jarvis, please assist. We stand with you, my queen. She will not show you, Dewey. Let love lead. Hello, my dear. I see what's going on. Yourself and your Ade Kunle Gold are my friends. I pray God gives you the direction you need. It has never been easy for women, but as long as you hold on to God, a way will be made. Keep your head up. We'll be praying for you. Jesus is right beside you. P.S. Apologize to them for peace to reign. What? What is happening? What am I even reading? Oh, it's a shut the fuck up tweet. Okay. Your damage control is dead on arrival. You're 90% of what you tweet. There's also a 90% chance you molested those young boys. Well, let's not get too crazy. We can't just sling allegations like that around, but her tweets are kind of sus. She said, there's a 90% chance that I am 90% of my tweets. Stop raping women. What happened to say no to rape? It won't be well with you and your useless team. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Trying to find, oh my god, what? Protect the boy child from Simi. 2015, I wish my husband was 4 years old, my type. I really hope some of these are fucking fake, because what the hell? Who posts that? Who posts that shit? Oh my god, your IQ. She's made too many tweets about 4-year-old. Yeah, sure, there's like one too many tweets about 4-year-old boys. It's very specific and weird. Simi post that shit. Yeah, it's weird. I didn't know who that was before I saw these tweets. A queen I stand. These men think they're dealing with our mother's generation. What the fuck do you mean by this? What do you mean by... Please don't Simi me! Holy shit. You're a pedophile and need to be persecuted for your crime. All right, so this is... Okay, so this 4-year-old kid is lying next to me, practically almost kissing me because he's gazing into my phone. Blink. I'm not about to break the boy's heart. Why is it always a 4-year-old? Like, because of the use of 4-year-olds so frequently, it makes me feel like even she's lying about scenarios that she wishes would happen. Like all of those people who were like, my 7-year-old said, oh no, how could the orange Hitler man win? It was Hillary's turn. How am I supposed to exist as a woman in this country now? My 7-year-old is so smart. Who keeps letting her around all these kids? You know? And then the 4-year-olds clapped. Why this 4-year-old boy trying to put hand inside my shit? Ogbeni wash it. Oh, man. She's working at a daycare, but it's still weird as fuck and shouldn't be tweeting about any of this. It's like when I would like babysit my young cousins, like, yeah, for some reason, like kids have this weird obsession with like slapping tits and trying to pull down your shirt to see your tits. But that's when you gently tap their hand and you're like, no, that's bad. You don't do that. You don't put your hands on other people, especially adults, in that manner. All right? You only touch someone when they allow you to, and only in normal places. So it's like her like tweeting out this shit just doesn't, like, it doesn't look good. This is the David has a crush on me tweet that we already read earlier. P.S. He's 4. I wish my husband was 4. Actual wild fucking individual. Hunger is a leveler for real? What the fuck? This is the husband. I love to kiss the kids at my mom's daycare. They're super adorable and I'm crazy about them. So, this reminds me of looking into somebody else who like worked around children at like a zoo. And they were just like, oh, I love working around all of these cute kids. I just want to eat them. They're so adorable and cute and I love them. And it's like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of strange. Kirsche, please, in your most Boston accent, can I say, baff that friggin' cock on my face, fry man. I don't know if I want to say that in a more than I just read it off of chat context. Sounds like a typical Epstein email. Jesus fucking Christ. A queen and more. She said, stop raping women. Holy shit. there any more tweets? Nope. Okay. Well, we came to the end of the line. That's fucking crazy. Actually wild. This person has, like I said, 5.7 million followers. Fucking massive account. Never heard of him. It says, professor at VT Liberal Arts, Virginia Tech Liberal Arts, accused a group of white kids of racism for playing music and throwing snow outside of his house. Left-wing groups piled on and smeared the kids. The police just determined the whole thing was a hoax, as the kids were simply attending a party next door, and the professor was not targeted at all. Every single time. The place to be, Christiansburg, Virginia. On Tuesday, February 10th, the Christiansburg Police Department received a complaint with concern for a possible act of intimidation or hate crime. The call referenced multiple vehicles driving through a neighborhood, one of which stopped in a public roadway. At approximately 5 p.m., a truck stopped along Chelsea Loop where a passenger exited, jumped into the bed of the truck, and pushed frozen snow and ice into the street. The complaint also reported loud music coming from a vehicle that included profane lyrics and racial slurs. Christiansburg police immediately began investigating the situation. After several interviews, including a third-party eyewitness and a detailed investigation, detectives found that a group of juveniles were attending an organized function at a home in the area. Before departure, 2 juveniles attempted to clear frozen snow and ice out of the bed of a truck, but were unable to completely remove due to the slope of the vehicle. Upon departure, the juveniles stopped at a flat spot upon the street, where a juvenile pushed out the remaining frozen snow and ice. There have been incorrect reports that this may have been a targeted incident toward a specific residence or a person based on racial bias. The Christiansburg Police Department does not tolerate discrimination, hate speech, or racial profiling within the town of Christiansburg. Our investigation has found no evidence of criminal intent or racial bias. While the Christiansburg Police Department does not typically comment on investigations involving juveniles, due to a number of inaccurate accounts on the event, including details from public figures that conflict with reports from the original complainant, the Christiansburg Police Department felt the need to publicly address. At no time did any juveniles yell obscenities or direct attention to any homes in the area while clearing the snow and ice. A video of the incident will be released tomorrow after redaction of juvenile identity. This professor thought, finally, I can reap the rewards of being a victim. I found my time in the limelight where people will give me tons of money for being a victim of a racial crime. And it was just a bunch of kids trying to fucking get snow out of their goddamn truck. Those juveniles and their snow clearing hijinks. Vladimir Crystal, thank you. Just say you hate white people and leave it at that. They would at least be honest if they just said that point blank, which is why never stop pointing out when people say you can't be racist to white people. And this person said there's even a video. This professor claimed the kids were yelling racial slurs and playing hate music. The video shows this to also be a complete lie. No one said anything, and no music was playing. Why do they hate us so much that they want to see us arrested over lies? Because it's a way that they can make money. Being a victim pays in current year. Dr. Biko Agozino is a scholar activist with interest in the race, class, gender articulation, or intersectionality of issues in research methodology, theory, and policy in multidisciplinary fields of learning, discovery, and community engagement. If you told me that this was a fake profile made by someone on Poll, I would believe you. This just does not sound real. Daily Mail. Black professor hit headlines by alleging he was the victim of vile racist attack, but then a very different story emerged. Wow. What? I can hear music here, but it just sounds like fucking techno or dance or whatever. Nice video blinds. Oh, there's a fucking ceiling bird chirp! No fucking way! I didn't even mean to pause it there. I was gonna pause it and complain about how dirty his fucking window was, but we got a bonus! That's fucking crazy! How is it every time? Chirp detected, agent activated. Ow. They made grunting noises. Somehow this is homophobic too. The other truck left and the music stopped, but the ceiling bird didn't. A wild bird. How dare they get snow and ice out of the back of their truck? This must be a hate crime. Another chirp has hit the video. Y'all know that's a smoke alarm, right? What the fuck do you think a ceiling bird is? A black professor claimed he was the victim of a racist attack, only for police to rule his aggressors were just trying to clear snow from their car. Dr. Onwubiko Agozino, a sociology professor at Virginia Tech, contacted authorities on February 10th after a group of young white men juveniles stopped their trucks on the street near his Christiansburg home while playing loud music and pushing snow and ice from a truck bed. You see, more so than him lying about this, what kind of a lesson do you think that it teaches these kids? From these kids' perspectives, this is an adult racially targeting them in order to try and make himself a victim in order to get them both in trouble and for him to reap the rewards of the victim hierarchy. This is going to teach these children, hey, maybe we shouldn't interact with people of other races because they might accuse us of certain things to get us in trouble. Is that really like where we want to go with this? Because I don't think that's a good idea. Much like people who falsely accuse of rape should have repercussions, people who make up false hate crime shit to get people in trouble should also face repercussions. Because this would have ruined everyone's reputation here if this had been real, right? They would have been like completely taken away from everywhere. If this guy hadn't released this video completely exonerating the children, if the police didn't release their statement exonerating the children, they would have been dragged even if it wasn't real. People would have believed it. Just like they believed the hands up, don't shoot bullshit. New laws for false accusations. There needs to be repercussions for lying about people in this manner. They didn't even interact. He was 50 feet away in a public area with walls between them. And he's a Virginia Tech professor. Why the fuck would these kids know who he is and where he lives? He claimed the music was racist and that ice blocks had been hurled onto his property in an act of racial aggression. Bro, I'm still confounded. If you're gonna lie about this scenario, why did he record it and then release the video that proves his statement wrong? Like, that just seems really dumb to me. Like, if you're gonna go through all this effort to lie and try to ruin other people's lives, why release the video? New River Valley Indivisible, a local chapter of the national progressive group Indivisible, published a statement on Facebook condemning what it described as a racist attack. There's no way, bro. In the post, the group claimed the young white men parked in front of Dr. Agozino's home and unleashed a torrent of racial slurs, including the N-word, and threw ice bricks onto the property, blocking his driveway. Not that it would require any sort of like physical confrontation if someone had said the N-word, right? But anytime something like this happens and they say, well, the people I'm accusing of doing bad things said the N-word, I immediately think it's fake. Immediately. Because like 99% of people would not say that in public as they know it is career and life ending. Something similar happened just last week in a football match where a black Brazilian player accused an Argentine of calling him a monkey. It's being investigated and the Argentine has been suspended despite no evidence proving that he said it. That's fucking crazy, bro. This hateful assault was accompanied by the blaring of music, specifically Drake's quote-unquote energy, in a calculated effort to terrorize and intimidate Biko and his family. I mean, yeah, I get it. I'd be pretty upset if someone was playing Drake outside of my house too. The organization called for criminal and civil action, asserting that a hate crime had taken place. I think that criminal and civil action should be taken against this guy for lying and trying to ruin these kids' lives. But after interviewing those involved and speaking with a third-party witness, the town of Christiansburg said investigators found no evidence that the stop was racially motivated or intended to target the professor. There have been incorrect reports that this may have been a targeted incident toward a specific residence or person based on racial bias, the town said in a statement. Police said the juveniles had been attending a gathering at a nearby home. Before leaving, two attempted to clear frozen snow and ice from a truck bed, but were unable to remove all of it because of the vehicle's angle. The group then pulled over at a flat section of road where one pushed out the remaining ice before driving away. Authorities said the investigation found no criminal intent or racial bias. Agozino told Fox News Digital that he disagrees with the department's conclusion and questioned whether intent should be the deciding factor. What the fuck do you mean? Their intent was to clear the snow out of the back of their truck. They don't even know who the fuck you are, guy with a victim complex. Intent is only one element of crime because reckless or unreasonable behavior that is threatening to anyone is considered a breach of the law, even if there is no intent to harm anyone. I really don't think you want to go that route, guy. I really don't think you want to go, hey, let's start persecuting reckless or unreasonable behavior that is threatening to anyone. Because what is a threat? What is a threat to these people who are willing to make up fake hate crimes? Did the barista not smile enough at them after she just smiled at the customer before them? Must be racist. That's a threat. How dare you clear your truck of snow? Racism! Agazino said police increased patrols near his home after the complaint to prevent a repeat or escalation. So they're wasting city tax dollars on this fuckwit too? Are you kidding me? He put these children in a position of trying to ruin their lives, and now he's wasting city tax dollars by having police patrol his home. Why are there no repercussion for fucking liars, bro? He also described a second incident the following day when he said one of the trucks parked near his mailbox for about 20 minutes before leaving. I hope that the statement by police that there's no evidence of hate crime will not unwittingly embolden the suspects. There are no suspects! They have friends on the street! They were attending a party! What the fuck is happening? Holy shit, what fucking suspects? That's like, if a car parks in front of your house once, that's not suspicious. If the same car parks out front of your house 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 times, then it's suspicious. This is Maoist blood libel. He should be removed immediately. He just wanted to claim a victim status and get all of the accolades that would come with it from the left and ruin these children's lives because they're white and they deserve it. This is the guy that got fired from his job by trying to teach critical thinking, right? He was like asking his students to explain how J.K. Rowling was transphobic and they couldn't do it. Yes? Hell yeah! I remember faces!
Warren, it's not true.
No, people...
It's not.
People navigate the world based on past experiences, patterns. So if I see someone, whether they're white or black, a kid, given I've worked with them as well, dressed like Eminem, I'm going to probably subconsciously behave differently. Is it dark out?
That's wrong.
Why is that wrong?
Because you have to have reasonable or articulable suspicion that somebody's committed a crime. And just because somebody, I don't even know what that means. What if someone's
I just crossed the street to avoid a kid with his pants sag?
This guy's like trying so hard to not understand what Warren is explaining. And it's because like somehow pattern recognition has become a grave sin that you're not allowed to acknowledge exists.
That's not against the law. As long as you're not,
it was, but is that wrong?
Yes, it is wrong to treat somebody different.
How's
just
that treating them differently? And why do I not have the freedom to act accordingly based on my rational thinking? I've encountered this
if I wear my hat
so many
like
times.
This,
that's not what we're talking about. That looks ridiculous. There's not a mimetic pattern
that looks
behind
ridiculous.
You wearing your hat like that. I've never seen anyone wear a hat like that. I have seen kids with their pants dangling below their butt. And it indicates something. It indicates a larger pattern of behavior. And you're telling me if I pay attention to that pattern, I am morally wrong for using my rational pattern recognition.
Yeah, because there's no stats that you can provide that would say if you're dressing with baggy pants, that means that there's a better chance that you're committing a crime. So I'm, as law enforcement, I'm going to treat you.
I'm not pulling up stats when I make that decision. I'm basing it based on my past experiences, given the people I've worked with, the kids I've encountered.
This guy's incapable of thinking 15 seconds into the past or the future. So this train of logic completely misses his station entirely.
So based on that theory, if black people as a whole commit more crime than white people, should they be treated differently?
I'm going to treat the kid wearing the pants in that way differently.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the race.
What you just said, and you still haven't told me why he's wearing his pants like that.
There are, first of all, maybe you should talk to somebody who dresses differently than you. Now, I
taught them.
But they're not wearing their pants differently because they're trying to commit a crime or they want to be a thug.
They were.
Okay, but there are all sorts of different reasons why people.
I just acknowledged that. I told you about how many of my students were trying to fit in and cosplaying this gang culture. They would go home and they'd be like the opposite when they were home. They would come in and act like they were these little gangsters, these little hard kids, and they were completely like the opposite when no one was looking. I understand it can be faked, but what are they signaling?
And I think what you're doing isn't irrational.
How is it irrational?
You're trying to make a connection between somebody that's wearing baggy pants and they must be gangbangers, or they admire
that.
Well, I thought that's what you just said. You said you taught some kids, and I don't know what the sample is.
Why do people wear their pants like that?
Because they like the way it looks like. Why do people wear hats? Why do
they like what it looks like? Okay. Where does it come from?
So every single person you're saying that wears, or the majority that wear baggy pants, admire gang members and violence? Is that what
I literally just told you about the kids that have no idea. They're just cosplaying. They're just trying to fit in and be cool.
And how many kids did you speak to? Out of all the kids in this country, how many kids did you speak to that claim that they do it because they want to be gangbangers or they admire gangbangers?
Why would they say that out loud that way? Like... Actually a midwit.
How many kids did you teach? How many kids did you talk to?
Kids don't really communicate in that way. Like if you were to they're not going to tell you, yeah, I want to be a gangbanger. It's like, but you observe who they're hanging out with, the patterns, how they're behaving in the class, in between classes. They're getting in trouble on the weekends. You hear about it.
I mean, even if you're like not believing his spiel on pattern recognition, that's basically what sociology is it not? Recognizing patterns in humans and understanding what those patterns might lead to. Like, there's an entire field kind of based around that. But it seems to have been topsy-turvied, in which now you no longer recognize patterns in sociology, and it's just complete Marxist bullshit. Battleizer, thank you. Correct you if you're wrong, but didn't saggy pants originate from inmates? It originated from inmates, yes. Same with, like, the little scarfy thingies, where it indicated, like, what type of gay shit you were going to be available for. Pretty sure those also originated in, like... weird prison areas. The booty warrior in prison. Booty is more important than food. Hi, Mr. Possible Thug. Are you a thug or are you just like dressing like one?
Again, this goes back to rational thinking.
Mr. Red Hat is incapable of rational thinking. But I just thought that was interesting. And Warren here said this triggered multiple audience members to call in and request I not be allowed back on the show. The host said I was racist to treat someone dressed like a gangbanger as a potential gangbanger. This is an example of suicidal empathy. And it's weird that Warren wasn't bringing race into this at all. He didn't talk anything about race. The red shirt guy brought race into it. And somehow that is like our issue, I guess. I don't know. But he said, quick question, Warren. Would you prejudge someone who is wearing a t-shirt with a swastika on it? These people who constantly tell you to ignore your own lived and learned experiences are so boring and predictable and dangerous, in fact. 100%. Someone wearing a swastika t-shirt obviously would be prejudged. Right side of history bullshit here. What is this commie gobbledygook? Says Greasy Gamer Asmongold addresses people dying of easily preventable diseases. Fuck them, who cares?
The difference between voting for Gavin Newsom and a JD Vance, or voting third party and abstaining and lowering the threshold for JD Vance to win, is the difference between quite literally 15 million people dying due to USAID cuts, which Gavin Newsom would...
Which we should have done, by the way.
There we go.
It's too bad. If they die due to the cuts, that's just too bad. It's not our problem. Like, if we're cutting USAID cuts and people in Africa die, too bad. Like, we don't have any obligation to keep people in Africa alive.
I mean, he's saying it in a very polarizing way, but he's not wrong. It's like, why should Americans or Western nations in general be expected to supply just infinite money to other countries instead of letting those countries take care of their own people, right? Like, we have people in our countries we should be taking care of. Why are we expected to spend all of this money for other nations, right? Like, shouldn't those countries be caring about their own people? Shouldn't those governments, instead of embezzling and using like aid money for themselves, use money on their nation? Should they not be actual leaders?
It's a waste of our money. Like, I mean, again, like, even, like, and so this is the problem, right?
They don't want us to be world police, but they want us to be the World Bank. And it's like, I'm kind of torn on that thing as well, because it's like, I'm also sick of the world police mentality. I don't want another forever war in the sandbox. I think because the people in Venezuela wanted us to yoink El Presidente, it's a good thing that we did. But it's also like, I don't think we should be going around just yoinking El Presidentes everywhere. We have a lot of stuff at home that we need to take care of, and we need to focus on our citizens and our country first and foremost before we even listen to other countries being like, hey, we need you to help here. And it's like, okay, if you need us, what do we get in return? This isn't a charity bank.
Is that Hassan doesn't argue these things in good faith. He doesn't talk about what he really thinks about this, and so he has to play these games. Suicidal empathy? Yeah, fuck him. Who cares?
Restore. It's the difference between like a mother.
Like again, I think he's wording it very, very harshly, right? There's like a definitely more diplomatic way to phrase that. Why can't the people in Africa keep the people in Africa alive? But what about Israel? Defund them too. I hate that. I hate whenever I say like I want my tax dollars to stop going to other like foreign countries and stop paying for things that their governments should be taking care of for them. The comeback is always, but what about Israel? Why are we still sending money there? They are a foreign country, are they not? Are they not included in stop sending money to foreign countries? Like what are we doing here? You understand cooperation for the sake of mutual benefit, but what is the benefit of US giving millions to multiple countries for random programs to do nothing but result in zero benefits? Why? Unless, of course, it's just big money laundering operation. It's like, we did some sort of deal with, like, Argentina, where we gave them a bunch of money, and they've already paid back, like, most, if not all, if I'm not mistaken? Because we covered that, like, last year sometime. Oh, fuck. All? They paid back all of it? Jam. See, we need more, like, ally countries that do that shit, where they're just like, we need temporary help, we'll pay you back. And then they actually do. It's unironically the heat map again. They care more about vague people over there than their families and neighbors, which is a wild thing to do. And then someone responded to Asmongold clip saying, this is what the this is what the maggot diet of pure spite and cruelty does to someone. These people are just evil. And Asmongold said, I'm evil because I don't want my tax dollars allocated to Africans over Americans. Are you retarded? And that's very true. As an American citizen, my priority should be, obviously, like my family and friends first, but American citizens getting my tax dollars who need them, if they need help, and other infrastructure projects and whatever benefiting Americans, than having it go overseas. Just like the British should be focused on the British, the Congolese should be focused on the Congolese, the Moroccans on the Moroccans. That's just how this works. But whenever it comes to a Western country, somehow we are terrible people if we want to focus on our country and our people first. And then they try to twist it into some kind of like racist thing where it's like, especially in America, that doesn't just mean white people. What do you mean by this? If you look at someone saying, I want my tax dollars benefiting American citizens first and not going to foreign nations, and your immediate thought is, that's racist and white supremacist, isn't that kind of letting it out that you believe America is a white nation completely, and that none of the other races who have been here for generations belong here? When that's not what anyone who actually wants Americans to receive things thinks. It's just basic manipulation at the end of the day. Exactly. And then this other person quote retweeted Asmon and said, why is it always Africa? Why do they always say, I don't want my tax dollars going to black and brown people? You never hear them say, I'm tired of my tax dollars going to Norway or any other white country. It's always Africa. First of all, that's not true. How many of us complained about how much money the US was spending on the fucking like United Nations deals? How much money we were spending on European nations for their defense budgets? And how many people cried when Trump said, yeah, European countries are going to pay their fair share. Yeah, NATO. Sorry, NATO is what I meant. Israel. We also bring up Israel. Who's eaten? Actually, this is a good question. Who's eaten more American funding, Israel or Africa? AI Overview says Israel has received significantly more cumulative U.S. foreign aid than the entire continent of Africa. That's crazy. Since World War II, Israel has received over $300 billion inflation-adjusted in total aid. While Africa receives significant humanitarian and developmental aid, it does not match the scale of long-term, largely military funding provided to Israel. As of 2025, Israel is the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign aid since 1946, with over $300 billion in total economic and military assistance. The U.S. provides about $3.8 billion annually to Israel under a 10-year Memorandum of Understanding, 2019 to 2028. Africa, while the U.S. provides substantial aid to African nations, e.g. in 2022, Ethiopia was among the top recipients, the total consistent long-term funding to the region does not exceed the total provided to Israel over the same post-World War II period. That's a little insane. That's a little insane that, like, the cumulative funding of all African countries somehow manages to be less than Israel. Yeah, I would like a number. The entire continent of Africa has received more total funding from the United States than Israel has. This comparison is based on U.S. foreign assistance, primarily grants and loans tracked in official sources, like the USAID Green Book, Congressional Research Service reports, foreignassistance.gov, and USA Facts Analysis, which includes economic, military, humanitarian, and developmental aid. Google did a heckin' anti-Semitism. Funding here refers to bilateral foreign assistance obligations and disbursements, the standard metric for such questions, not loans and guarantees, arms sales, or private flows. Cumulative since 1946-1948, Israel's founding, through 2024-2025. Approximately 174 through 177 billion in nominal unadjusted dollars. Breakdown from CRS reports up to fiscal year 2025, 124 to 125 billion military, plus 34 billion economic, and about 16 billion missile defense funding. Inflation adjusted constant dollars to allow fair historical comparison would be about 300 to 337 billion. So that's the same adjusted for inflation price that Google gave us. Sources like the Council on Foreign Relations, USA Facts, and others consistently describe Israel as the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign aid to any single country since World War II. I mean, that is fair. We're comparing Israel to an entire continent. Recent annual amounts are 3.3 to 3.8 billion, mostly military, under a 2019 to 2028 MOU, with spikes from supplementals, e.g. post-October 2023. Key figures for the entire continent of Africa, 54 countries. Africa's total far exceeds Israel's because it aggregates aid across dozens of recipients, including major ones like Egypt and North Africa, plus Ethiopia, Nigeria, Kenya, DRC, South Africa, Somalia, etc. in sub-Saharan Africa. There is no single official continent-wide cumulative total published in one place. Well, that seems kind of weird. Data is usually by country or region, like sub-Saharan Africa or Middle East/North Africa, but reliable breakdowns confirm it is substantially higher. Egypt alone, in North Africa, part of the continent, is about 199 billion inflation adjusted between 1946 and 2024 per USA Facts. This is already 60% of Israel's total adjusted figure. Egypt has received consistent military and economic aid, especially post-Camp David Accords, often 1.3 plus billion a year recently. Sub-Saharan Africa, the other 49 countries on the continent, hundreds of billions more. Recent annual totals, 7 to 13 billion a year in recent fiscal years, e.g. 12.7 billion straight to Sub-Saharan Africa in fiscal year 2024, out of 41 to 72 billion total U.S. foreign aid. Damn. That's a huge fucking chunk. This includes PEPFAR for HIV and AIDS, mostly Africa-focused, over 100 to 110 plus billion committed since 2003. See, why are my tax dollars going to HIV and AIDS in Africa? As an American, the AIDS thingy in Africa is whatever African country it's happening in's problem, not mine. That's not my problem. Aid ramped up significantly from the 1960s to the 2000s, e.g. 80 billion nominal to sub-Saharan Africa by 2003, per analysis, much higher with inflation and post-2000 growth via global health initiatives. Sub-Saharan Africa has often received 20 to 37% of total U.S. aid in recent decades. That is a wild number. 20 to 37% of total U.S. aid. Like, how do you even begin to understand the scope of that? Other North African countries, e.g. Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, additional billions cumulatively. Morocco alone has received notable security and development aid. Rough continent-wide estimate, well over 500 to 600 plus billion inflation adjusted. Egypt's 199 billion plus sub-Saharan estimates in the 300 billion plus range, plus North Africa extras. This is a conservative. Total U.S. foreign aid since World War II is around 3.8 trillion adjusted, with Africa as a consistently major regional recipient, often rivaling or exceeding other regions in volume when aggregated. So as a conservative estimate, we've dumped over 3.8 trillion into the continent of Africa. That's a lot, man. I was thinking like maybe the total would be about 1.5 trillion, maybe. That's more than double what I was estimating in my brain. This is conservative. Total U.S. foreign aid since World War II is about 3.8 trillion adjusted, with Africa as a consistently major regional recipient, often rivaling or exceeding other regions in volume when aggregated. It sounds like they're talking about specifically like U.S. foreign aid to Africa. That's what it sounds like it's saying. They're saying that they get the majority of the 3.8 trillion. I guess it's just worded weird then. They're saying that a majority of it is going to Africa, but the total globally is 3.8 trillion. If that's the total globally, that needs to be reeled the fuck in, like real quick too. Which has received more funding from the United States, Israel, or the entire continent of Africa. Israel has received over $317.9 billion in U.S. foreign aid from 1951 to 2022, adjusted for inflation, making it the single largest recipient of American assistance since World War II. This total includes both economic and military support, with nearly all recent aid focused on military needs, such as the $3.8 billion annual commitment through 2028, and an additional $16.3 billion since October 2023. I just don't think we should be giving $3.8 billion a year. That's, why? Why? In contrast, the entire continent of Africa, encompassing over 50 countries, has received far more U.S. funding cumulatively. The U.S. has disbursed an average about $49.5 billion annually in inflation-adjusted foreign aid worldwide from 1946 to 2022, with Africa consistently ranking as a top regional recipient. So yeah, that one definitely says that we spend $49.5 billion annually in adjusted inflation cost every year. Israel has been getting recently $3.8 billion of that in a year. So that seems, that's a huge, like, I hate that we're talking in billions because they're all fucking huge numbers. Africa should look like Wakanda by now. In fiscal year 2023 alone, sub-Saharan Africa received over $10 billion, and major recipients like Ethiopia, $1.31 billion in fiscal year 2024, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, $1.26 billion, and others add up across dozens of nations. Over 7 decades, total U.S. aid to Africa exceeds $500 billion, adjusted for inflation, dwarfing Israel's total due to the scale of humanitarian, economic, and health programs, e.g. PEPFAR initiatives combating HIV/AIDS, which alone have funneled tens of billions into the continent. Why are we funding tens of billions of dollars to fight AIDS in Africa? Why are we doing that? Africa should be in Eden by now? You would think so. That's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of fucking money. Other countries live off of our dollar and our representatives get millions. Why again do we let these chodes rule over us again? That's a great fucking question. It's like when people see America as an economic zone, American citizens aren't allowed to like actually do shit. We're just here to work and prop up other nations is what it feels like. They won't stop fucking everything. Factor in that Israel has less than 10 million people. Yeah, what are they doing with all of that money? That's an insane amount of money to give to Israel every year. That's just from the US. How much money has the rest of the world pumped into it? That's a good question. We were just looking at US numbers, so how much other money has been pumped into there too? That's crazy. The person continues, if you're not like Asmongold and you actually care about human suffering, blah, 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 no one cares. And then Andrew Branca, quote, retweeted this lady and said, why is it always black and brown people whose children are suffering and require the resources of white people to assuage the suffering? Why does the situation only worsen the more white money is provided? Perhaps brown and black people should buy a mirror and fix themselves and save their own children. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, why are we pumping billions of dollars into another country when we have people here to take care of? The African country's governments should be taking care of their own people without American tax dollars. So there's today I was called a Nazi, a fascist, and a racist. I'm not any of those things, even remotely. I'm fighting for a safe nation where we can be proud to be British, we can speak freely, and most of all, where we can be safe. My left ear loves this. My headphones fucked up again. But if we go together. I wish I could fix my headset. Asmongold responded to somebody who quote retweeted that and said, it really should concern you that people are calling you a Nazi. The only concern left when people call you a Nazi is because they're doing it to try and cultivate a signal to their others saying this is a person that we have marked. We're calling them a Nazi. It's safe to attack them. It's safe to go after them. It's safe to harm them financially, physically, mentally. They are a target, and that's how you know. Asmongold replied to that guy saying it should concern you, with the idea that you get to call someone a name and then they have the obligation to defend themselves as a leftist frame of reference. Your words don't matter. The only thing you gain by adhering to the optics of your opponent is the privilege of choosing how you lose. And while I agree with his response here, you still have to defend yourself in order to be in professional life. If you don't say, no, I'm not a Nazi, they're lying about me, you will lose your job, you will lose your sponsors, you will lose any platform you have, you will lose any ability to do anything in the regular world. And it's unfortunate that by people, and mostly Marxists, trying to mark you as an enemy to destroy, that companies take the bait and actually bend the knee to that shit. Asmongold cast Counterspell, imagine. You'll still lose it anyway, the target is there and it won't go away until it's destroyed. You might eventually lose it anyways because the attacks don't stop, but I think I know what I'm talking about a little bit based on what I went through last year. All of that will happen regardless of defending yourself. The accusation is enough. Sometimes, and sometimes companies are smarter and they're just like, yeah, we know that's not true and we're just going to ignore it. True, but don't make it a matter of debate. Don't say, what did I do that makes me a racist/Nazi? Instead, just go, no, I'm not, go fuck yourself. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, you can't debate them because they're not debating you. They're not calling you a Nazi because they think you are one. They're casting a spell which makes you weak to attack, is what's happening here. And you can't argue with someone who's not speaking and who's casting spells. Muslim and anti-racism activist in Birmingham confronted a far-right UKIP Christian Crusader march yesterday. UKIP leader Nick Tenconi gathered his small group of supporters who marched through the Ward End and Alum Rock with flags and crosses. His rally was widely ridiculed online as a complete flop.
We will not allow these racist scum on our streets. We will challenge them every step of the way. Birmingham, there's no room for racists here. Remember that? Racist scum on our streets. Racist.
That's a puffy marshmallow! Women against the far right, together we rise.
Racist scum! Racists are not welcome in our city. Remember that.
Whose city?
In the bin. Racist UKIP in the bin. Scum off our streets. Racist scum.
5 pillars. What are Muslims thinking? Okay. And then that was quote retweeted with this from whoever Samantha Smith is, columnist at the Catholic Herald, Spectator, Daily Mail commentator. Muslims aren't here to take part, we're here to take over. Ahmed Yaqub, there's no way his name is fucking Yaqub. The anti-racism activist in your video. The only crusade being waged in Britain is by jihadists like Ahmed trying to colonize us. Father Yaqub, impart your knowledge.
You know, the other argument is, okay, so if you don't like it here, go to your own country.
But why would we do that when our forefathers were instrumental in rebuilding this country after World War II? It was.
I'm not like a mega historian and my memory is like Swiss cheese, but I definitely don't remember in my like 8 years of World War II history education from an American asylum, don't remember them ever mentioning any Muslims or Pakistanis rebuilding Britain after World War II.
Our grandfathers who worked in the factories 20 hours. It was our grandfathers who came here and run the infrastructure. It was our grandfathers who bought you the lovely curry, which is your national dish. So how can you tell us to go? We're not going nowhere. We are here to stay. Like I said, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
The city of Birmingham will not tolerate the disrespect of our Prophet, peace be upon him, and there will be outcomes from your actions. You will have repercussions for your actions. We have been trained from birth that we must defend the honor of our Prophet, and we will lay our life on the line.
You know, the other argument is,
How is it that they can just say, like, yeah, we're not here to assimilate, we're here to take over. And if you watch them, somehow you're like a part of the far right, but it's like, I didn't say that. He said that. He said that. I'm just watching him say that. That doesn't make no sense to me. And then this was quote retweeted. Someone saying, this is what I don't understand about the left. They either, 1, think these men are somehow inherently less capable than their equivalent white supremacists, condescending white savior racism. 2, hate Britain and the West so much they'd rather extremist Islam take over, which means all their screeching about colonialism, racism, homophobia, and misogyny is utterly vapid. Or 3, just don't realize there are many Muslims stating this out loud, which is total fucking ignorance. Acting like this doesn't mean anything is not moral superiority, it's moral cowardice, whichever way you slice it. And I would go beyond being moral cowardice, right? It's actively detrimental, where if I watch this guy say this, and he's an activist in Britain, if I watch this guy say this, I somehow become the bad guy. Me learning that he said this, and this is what he wants for Britain, makes me the bad person. That doesn't make any sense. And it's like active cowardice and maliciousness trying to prevent people from even listening to people or saying this. It's amazing how much leftist discourse is just them pretending not to understand things, thus making discourse impossible. True and fucking real.
Hey guys, we gotta talk about ICE.
Right now, ICE agents are
violently detaining, searching,
and arresting our neighbors at alarming rates.
Well, they're not really your neighbors. They're illegals. They're not supposed to be here. They have to go home.
Alike are being taken
from their homes, their jobs.
Bro, I thought butthole lips had gone out of fashion.
Jobs and their schools with little warning and even less legal protection.
Resistance to the enforcement of this administration's
white supremacist police state is being—
It's not white supremacist to remove illegal aliens from our country. In fact, there are plenty of people who are from European countries also here illegally and have been sent home. This isn't racist. This isn't white supremacist. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has to do with you are in this country illegally. Get the fuck out.
Met with lethal force
by unqualified individuals who
ICE is not unqualified. I don't know what you mean by this.
Disregard the law and human dignity.
Linda Davis,
Keith Porter Jr.,
Silverio Villegas Gonzalez,
Isaias Sanchez Barbosa.
When are they going to make a video rattling off all of the names of people who have been killed by the illegal immigrants who would otherwise be alive?
Renee Good and Alex Pretty.
I've never heard pretty pronounced Pretty, but also Renee Good wouldn't have been shot if she didn't try to run over the ICE agent with her vehicle.
Fortunately, just a few of ICE's victims.
And we must honor their legacies and make change for good.
And that's where you can help us.
So far, we have raised
over $340,000
What the hell is even that?
For the National Immigration Law Center,
one of the most trusted organizations
fighting for the rights and advocacy of
low-income immigrants.
It's not low-income immigrants. It's illegals. Stop conflating illegal aliens with the immigrants who actually came here to be a part of this country. You do everyone a disservice by doing that, and I know that's why you do it.
And their families.
Since 1979.
We are urgently
working to raise $500,000
to help detained immigrants
and their families access
critical legal representation.
It reminds me of the people who were like raising money for Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter just kind of like embezzled and fraudulently bought like large mansions and shit with all of that money. Like you're now raising money for a different sect of criminals.
Cat raid. What the hell is
like,
this spicy cat raid?
Can these people do anything actually right? Can we raise money for non-criminal purposes? Can we try that?
$1,000
to help detained immigrants
and their families access
critical legal representation.
Often the difference between
reunification
and permanent
separation.
Immigrants.
No, we want to send the children home with their parents. I don't want to split up families. They can get deported together. The reason we split up families when they go to detention centers is to check if the parents are who they say they are. Because there's plenty of people who traffic kids, and we don't want to send kids home with traffickers.
Let's make America great, and they're not going anywhere.
The lives are on the line.
And their families are at risk.
Please donate
what you can and share.
Every dollar helps protect someone's future.
ICE is Gestapo.
ICE is not Gestapo, Hassan. ICE is necessary. But I thought this was interesting. I was like, this is interesting. I've never heard of this Hassan guy who's posting it. I've only heard of the Hassan guy at the end of the video. So let's look up creators against ICE. A collective of creators fighting for peace, I can't read that, liberation and human rights. No one is disposable. DM Hassan Kader and Nicole Raffier for more info. And this is the resistance video we just watched. I just met Hudson Williams in NYC. I don't know what that means. Creators Against ICE, we have officially raised $200,000 for National Immigration Law Center. Help us get to 300,000. Creators Against ICE, they have a bunch of names there of people I don't recognize. Gaming fundraiser for Gaza relief, 80,000 plus raised. 248 game creators, 400 games donated. Play for Palestine. A Happy Pride video. Creators for Peace benefiting Point of Pride Trans Rights fundraiser. Live from Los Angeles. Twitch.tv Creators for Peace. Oh, they have a Twitch channel. And they have 1.6k followers. I got an about section. Creators for Peace is a creator-led charity live streams raising funds for humanitarian aid live now. Miles Bonsignore's 24-hour perfect person telethon. Comedy guests, calls, and fundraising for good. I don't know what bitch pudding is, but here's the Creators for Peace video.
Hey y'all, I'm putting people in drag, and catch me on twitch.tv/creators4, that's the number 4, peace.
Chat, what was that TV show? Reno 911. This looks like a Reno 911 police officer.
Creators for Peace.
Is that Bitch Lasagna's cousin? Bitch Lasagna would be a good drag name. I'll give you that one, Azehara. So chat, remember how we looked over that really weird next top creator award show that was done by Caroline Kwan and Will Neff? Hey, so this Creators for Peace VOD from June 15th, 2025 is on Will Neff's VOD Unmuted archive. What are the odds that Will Neff is involved in all of these weird things that I keep finding? That's kind of strange.
I'm a little genuinely jealous of Katy Perry that she got to do that. Like, that's kind of bullshit, actually.
They didn't even explore each other's bodies.
Yeah,
what?
You know?
I know you have 11 seconds, but...
And not even like a single performance of you know, Supernatural or anything like that.
She couldn't even give us like an Indian...
I don't know what they're talking about.
We're waiting for you. Okay, sorry.
It's time to get out.
Is that the chick that Tectone keeps calling fat? I don't know her name, but is that her?
Oh, okay, I don't speak French.
Yes? Oh, I'm so good at recognizing people.
You literally are friend.
So we got, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who this Dollar Store Sia is. We got the chick that Tectone keeps calling fat. The Dollar Store Alyssa Mercante. We got, I guess this could be fucking, I don't know who that could be. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who this chick is. I don't know who that guy is. I recognize one woman and I couldn't even remember her name.
That's crazy.
Now you have
the Lebanese Simi needs to come out to what? I'm joking.
She just like me. We're both choking.
They speak French.
The devil got in there.
A few places in Lebanon, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Arby's, we have erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
Okay.
Are they playing Cards Against Humanity?
Okay.
We found out years later.
Okay, so we got erectile dysfunction, wet dreams, do it in the butt, dead birds everywhere, go-go, sorry excuse for a father, a much younger woman, a certain je ne sais quoi.
I feel like this is taking a while to pick this Arby's one.
I think, well, hold on, give me a second.
I know.
All right, how about erectile dysfunction? Who had that one?
Who's got erectile dysfunction here?
Not me.
They're missing the Asian for representation. That's true.
Yeah, very intimate.
Okay, I'm
so
from
yeah, I mean, like,
a
I don't
lot.
know. I feel like it can be really hard and overwhelming just getting a lot of feedback on the internet, and I'm curious how
of
you've
course.
been able to navigate that.
At some point, it can be hard at points, but like, you're outside.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Like, they're not gonna come into your house, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, at some point, you just kind of have to like
touch grass.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor Lorenz?
What has
Is that
surprised
actually
you
what
most
she
about
looks
moving
like?
to
I've only seen
LA and
pictures
sort of,
of
like,
her.
living this new- Oh, that's true. You grew up here. I totally forgot about
That's her. Holy
that
shit!
Might surprised you. Maybe
all of the usual suspects are in
what do
here.
you think
That's
it is? Like, why'd
crazy.
you choose to kind of come back, I guess?
Well, obviously I've gotten a lot of career opportunities from my newfound fame, I suppose is the word to call it. But, and I want to take advantage of that while I can because I only live once and it makes more sense career-wise to focus on this than
Yes,
a
queen.
college
Yellow.
degree that will get me no money, although I am still pursuing my college education.
4 hours in and only 13k raised. Rip goal. I'm sure that gets pumped. Be jammin', thank you. Look, everyone, it's young, ingenuine Taylor Lorenz. I'm crazy. Taylor looks good for a 60-year-old. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Great.
Yes. College is
That's also Elon's son.
Barb, stay.
Chat, you can tell me this is Captain America, and I wouldn't know if you're trolling me, all right? Like, it's Twitch's Trust and Safety Council, the people that you wouldn't trust with any kind of safety.
In school.
What? Where do you see yourself?
That is him. That's Elon's son. What the fuck?
We'll see. I really enjoy digital content. Obviously, modeling has been super fun. It's been a super cool experience.
Oh, is it Pretend You're Zizzy?
So
Whatever.
tall.
The Zizzy game.
Oh yeah. If there's any model casting agents who are out there, I am very tall. Thank you. I am 6 foot without heels, and I look damn good in them. So cast me. Thank you.
So modeling.
Yeah.
Activism stuff. It seems like you're involved with.
I really enjoy fundraising, and I'm just really appreciative that I get to do opportunities like this and raise money for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are some of like your dream collaborations or people that you have really looked up to that you would love to work with one day?
Alex Consani is definitely the big one.
I don't know who that is.
And Sasha Colby, but
I don't know who that is.
NDA.
Do you have something coming?
I don't know.
Wait, did he say and yay? Like yee? Like Kanye? Hold on, roll that back.
NDA.
Do you have something coming?
I don't know. Do I?
Okay.
That's a great question.
NDA? Sorry, the LA accent is really hard to understand.
With your friends and sort of family changed since all of this? I mean, has it been like how has it affected your personal life?
My friends still read me to filth every day, which I love them to death for. So not much has changed, I would say.
NDA.
They don't treat me differently, which I really appreciate.
I'm from LA. That's not just an LA accent.
Mostly like trans entertainers. It's a very fun, amazing
Oh my God,
time.
it's the Reno 911 guy.
Is actually Sasha Colby. So your drag queen's favorite drag queen is my drag mother.
That's really cool.
But actually on Friday, due to the curfew, I had to find a new venue because Precinct had to close at 8. So we actually hosted a party at Don Quixote just outside of the curfew area. But this Pride has been really interesting, being in the heart of downtown LA during all of this. I just want to say, fuck ICE.
What? He was saying fuck ICE in June 2025? Ahead of the curve?
Let's get your fleet enemas and do your thing.
I'm sorry, the what?
Maybe.
What? What?
I'm gonna go do that, but I think we might be doing a switch over after that. So
maybe we'll find out when you get back.
Get prepped, get your fleet enemas, and do your thing.
Get prepped.
Yeah.
All right. How about trifold pamphlets?
Oh, gay.
Gay is.
What?
I think homophobic too. Explain. Why do you think it's homophobic?
Arts and crafts.
Is it right?
Yes.
Oh my God, we're on. Hello.
Hi.
I am
Can they hear us?
intensely confused.
I feel like they can hear us. They can hear us. They're in my ear. Oh, this ice con.
I know.
Yeah,
We're getting there.
The browser, Snatchiana Marie. How are you feeling?
Okay, all right, let's move on.
We're on multiple platforms, so the middles can be universally seen.
That's the Caroline Kwan lady.
The lovely and beautiful Caroline Kwan.
Chat, every time. This is very interesting.
Say hi. I can't see y'all, but send the energy. The energy is good.
The energy's there.
He is there.
Oh, dude, without an eyebrow, I look like a Harkonnen.
A what?
Doom. Desert planet.
I would.
You've seen ISIS beheading videos that are more entertaining to watch.
Dude.
What the
I didn't know
fuck?
you were gonna do that.
I don't know if it's good either.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Shout out to Julian's guitar. His dad gave it to him. It's Father's Day. He has never used it once.
Oh, he said my trigger word. He said Julian.
He's so mad at me.
He's a
Guys, we just
pedophile.
hit us with $50.
I can't auto-tune myself, but that song fucking slaps.
Happy Pride, protect trans kids. Yeah, man, protect them. A bunch of narratives are always spinning that are fucking stupid, and I'm gonna candidly say it's probably the opinion of Point of Pride. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. Trans kids are real. They're there. We see you. We love you, and you're gonna get the goddamn care you fucking deserve. Yeah, round of applause for that, please, please. Green Shell donated $4.20. Interesting number. Azure donated $5 and said,
Okay, all right.
Make ska.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna play trumpet? And people love ska.
People do.
This looks like a rejected character from Lazy Town.
Love ska. Guys,
Yeah.
I play saxophone. Yeah. I can do it.
You play saxophone?
Yeah, I do.
That makes sense.
We could feel the band. We got it.
Guys, we got another donation a few seconds ago from a person with a name that's a lie. It's I've heard Scooter smells adequate with
How
a
do y'all all
$2
know
dono.
what Scooter smells like?
I think that's enough of that. I think we've seen enough. This is the TikTok of the guy that was like promoting it. We watched that ice video. 2.3 million views. What's this?
I'm sorry. I just this is my billboard in Times Square, and I just heard somebody look up at it, a little old person, and they said, "Now we have billboards of the terrorists here." So that's something that okay. I'm sorry.
Do you have any idea how fucking cool that would be? If I had a billboard and someone was like, "Oh, that's cool. Now we have billboards of terrorists." And it's just like a fucking anime woman. That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. That's like when people in LOL were fucking pissed. They were like, there's anime woman on our billboard. And their Tiltify is Creators Against ICE. They've raised $123,680.89 of their $100,000 goal. About this campaign, families are being torn apart and our neighbors are under attack. Creators Against ICE is our collective refusal to look away. We're raising $100,000 for the National Immigration Law Center, to provide the legal shield families need to survive. Join Trisha Paytas, Hassan Kadir, Nicole Rafiai, the Try Guys, and Vic Michaelis in the fight. Every dollar funds the lawyers and advocates stopping deportations. Stand for humanity. Defend dignity. Donate now. And you scroll down, and the top donation is Jacksepticeye with $10,000 saying F ICE. If you had told me to predict who their top donator was, Jacksepticeye wouldn't have even entered my frontal fucking lobe. That's crazy. Cannot stop deportations. The money will go to waste. After this, I tried looking up if there was any kind of like ICE support networks where you could like donate money to ICE in order for them to be more efficient with their deportations. Unfortunately, no such thing exists. And someone put up a billboard for Final Fantasy XIV nightclub if they can. You can have one too, Foxu. I've had an animated Times Square billboard of the Butter Dog. That was pretty great. I had a billboard up in LOL, which was like a nice, cute little advertisement of me as business Foxu. And I think there was another billboard. I might be forgetting it, maybe. I don't know. But I love the billboard ads. They're probably like one of my favorite fucking content creator things. Absolutely fucking love them.